explain it to them, whether it's a micro explanation in the middle of the video or it's an entirely dedicated video. If they don't understand it, explain it to them. People love that shit. What if there's someone that's like you from like 5 or 10 years ago who doesn't know it and wants to learn and get into the community? They'll watch your videos. Teach them. But think about school. Boring. So if you do anything teaching, it must be fun and bubbly and flashy editing and really high energy, so it's interesting and engaging. If they don't understand, then teach them. Micro explanations in the middle of a video or its own dedicated video. Make it fun and engaging. Make it interesting. And if you try it and it doesn't work out for you, don't be the same as your role models. Be your own content creator, whatever that looks like. I hope that genuinely helps you. That's the best piece of advice I can give you, because I don't know shit about fighting games. I don't play them. I never have. So, you got anything, Caleb?
Yes, I do.
Your turn.
I think your advice was a very good idea. I definitely think that going for the educational route, like, and here's how you do this. Here's how you get better at fighting games. Here's an ultimate strategy that people don't talk to you about. Things like that. Make it exciting. I think that YouTube Shorts is definitely going to be possibly one of your strengths. Analyze the fuck out of editing. Find videos that you would watch to learn things and see what strategies do they use, what tags do they use, what days do they post, when do they post, do they have subtitles, how fast are they, how big are they on the screen, what's their color, what's the font, things like that. Analyze the crap out of it, because you can make this work, but you need to make it less intimidating to the average viewer. Or you need to start outsourcing to that community that is not intimidated by those terms and see, how do my idols target this audience that isn't scared of this, and how can I appeal to them while giving them something that feels both familiar and new, pretty much. I definitely agree with Felix that you will never be your favorite creators. The idea is that you added your own flavor to things, but you can definitely aim to a similar audience. That is something that you can definitely do, and that audience will appreciate you because you are on the same bubble of content as other creators that they also like, while giving your own like unique twist. You're giving them a reason to watch you. Yeah, that's what I think.
One last point of echoing. Someone could take my hyper interest, a hyperfixation that is a special interest of mine that I have loved for the entire time I've known about it, like Pokemon. And they could explain it so boringly that I'd be like, oh my god, please just shut up and stop. Even if it's new information, I'm like, I don't care. And then I could see a YouTube video about something I already know. Did you know that Lucario has a mega evolution? Let me explain. Here's a history of what it looks like. And if it's flashy and interesting enough, then I would watch it. Because you are not educating them, you are entertaining them. You can make anything entertaining. You just got to focus on making it entertaining. That is your job. Your flavor of entertaining is the fighting games, but you are entertaining. Think of it that way. Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah.
All right, next up.
Thank you so much for your question.
Thank you so much for your question. I hope we were able to help you.
Hopefully.
5. Do you make money off of your content creation? You both do. I start with this one?
I assume that we should answer more than just yes. So yes, you go ahead and start. I'm going to go run and pee as quick as possible, and then I'll come back.
Yes! I do make money off of the content that I make, but I don't think it's as much as you guys think. I pretty much, with all of my platforms combined, which are a few of them, mind you, I am able to pay the bills. That is, and sometimes have a little bit of pleasure money, but that is pretty much it. If you want to make a content, like if you want to make a living out of content, you have to have multiple different sources of income. Otherwise, it will not work out because platforms are fucky and content is constantly fluctuating. So if 1 month you make like, I'm gonna throw random numbers, I'm not making this much money. If you are making 500 out of YouTube in 1 month and 200 on another, you're kind of fucked. So you kind of depend on other sources doing good, so when one of them goes bad, you still have some form of a safe net to lay back on, pretty much. I do my income with art commissions, with Fansly, with Patreon, and with YouTube. That is also donations through Twitch. that is how I make my income, mostly. There are some times here and there, some little add-ons like merch or products that I get to sell in other platforms like Etsy, but it's like minimal money. Very, very tiny amounts. It's making like rent on Twitch alone, unless you have ads incredibly high and you're a pretty decently successful partner, like I'm saying 100 plus CCV, it's very, very hard to make it work. Also, a lot of that money that you do make ends up going back to your content because, oh, what about a new model? What about a new outfit? What about paying my editors? How about paying my artist or paying my thumbnails or things like that? So a lot of the money that you do make, even if you do have some extra, ends up just going back into content anyways. That is kind of how it's working for me, at least. And every month is pretty much, okay, how can I make this source stronger? How can I make this a little bit stronger? Because you have to be, because of how content works, you have to be feeding into everything daily. I cannot just focus on my Twitch because my YouTube will suffer. I cannot just focus on my commissions because my Fansly will suffer. I cannot just focus on my main channel because my ASMR will suffer. It's a constantly switching, okay, what do I work on today? What do I work on today? What do I work on today? And playing daily maintenance with everything. It can be overwhelming and it can be a lot of work, but if you want to make money with content, that is what you need to do. That is how it works for me. It might work differently for other creators, but from what I've heard, not really. From what I have heard, people depend on multiple different sources of income if they want to make this work. Something that I don't really get to do that often, that a lot of people do, is that they have a lot of sponsors. I have sponsors. I am currently partnered with AdvancedG. Actually, I don't know if that's the exact word. I don't know if they qualify as a specific sponsor, but I am partnered with them, and I do get some from the revenue when you guys use my code KCODE for 10% off on the AdvancedG store. I do get a cut of that. If you buy merch, I get a decent cut of that. I know that merchandising and sponsors is a big percentage of usually of a streamer's revenue. That plus donations and subs. That's why we have daily goals, because those, like 1 sub, 2 subs, 3 subs a stream or more, hopefully, they slowly add up through the month, and that ends up making your money. Pretty much.
Wow.
Hi, welcome back. I'm pretty much
Hi.
done with my response.
Give me a summary. What did you talk about?
I talked about how, in my experience, I use multiple different sources of income that need to be fed pretty much daily, and trying to make money off of just Twitch or just YouTube alone can be complicated and difficult.
It is.
And it's also not as safe, because if 1 month you make 500 off of YouTube and that's a good month, and another month you make 200, you're in a bit of a pickle.
Right.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. You have to be feeding everything daily. Anything you want to add? Oh,
Yes.
while you answer, I will go pee myself. So, 1 second.
Your turn. All right. So the question simply says, do you make money off of the content creating you both do? So the answer is yes, but I will provide a little bit more than that. In 2024 alone, I streamed off and on. I had to take many breaks, and 2025 was very different for me for various reasons. But in 2024, I was streaming very often. I took it very seriously. And I made $12,000 to $15,000 in content, despite not being a Twitch partner, and having an average of 20 to 40 viewers. Kay made more money than me, but simply on Twitch and Twitch-related activities, I made a lot more than him, even though he was partner. So a lot of the things that he knows, he learned from me because I taught him. Have daily goals. Run events, not too much, but once in a while. Have goals. And when you have a goal, sell a product. It's cheese on the burger. Here's what I mean. Your regular content should be the burger. The meat or the bean burger if you're vegan. Totally respect it. or the bun, the meat, the lettuce, all the regular stuff. But hey, I got some new fancy cheese. If you want the new fancy cheese, that's an extra $1.50. Now you can still have the burger, and it's a really good burger. You can enjoy that bitch for the regular price. But if you want the cheese, it costs extra. What you make your money from is donations and extras. And you gotta sell them. And don't use emotions. Keep it flat. Hey, you guys want the extra thing? It costs money. Don't be like, no one ever wants the cheese. Don't beg for it. That will either make people feel bad, leave, or make them feel angry and obligated and be like, but why are you begging? What the fuck? And for the love of God, never demand people for the cheese. There's so many entitled big streamers that are like, oh, you have to be a sub to be a good viewer. How dare you? Come on, you guys. Do not ever do that. Please do not guilt or blame your audience. Please, 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 please. People hate that. They won't respect you. Just make it an optional thing. Run the best show you can. Make that bitch burger the best bitchin' burger you can. But if they want the cheese, that is optional. Make whatever it is that you're selling optional. Whether that's a funny voice, an extra thing, a new game, make it optional. Run it like a business, not like a personal validation center.
I'm back.
Guys don't donate to me, then I just might have to quit streaming, and I'm a bad person. No, bitch, my burger is the best burger in town. But if you want the cheese, it costs extra. Have confidence in yourself. Make that burger real good. So your base content, whatever it is, put your heart and soul into that. So people can still enjoy you for free. And then make that cheese optional. That's a really good business practice if you're a content creator who does live streaming. Give them a really good base content, but make the extra optional. Yeah. I feel like that's all that I was going to say. You know, the bigger you get, the more people that watch you. I have another small point. The bigger you get, more people that watch you, the easier it will be to make money, because there's more people that have money.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be people that will give you more money just by being there because of ad revenue.
Yep.
So if you can, don't quit your day job. Whatever it is that you make money on, keep it as a side hustle. Keep it as a hobby. Stream
Yes.
2 or 3 days a week. Keep it as a side thing. Don't just quit and like invest everything into VTubing. That's a very bad idea. You have to take it into consideration whether it is a smart business venture for you, because listen, it's a perfect example. All controversies and everything aside, Niji Sanji, they like take in somebody new. They could have thousands of followers right from the beginning. They're eligible for monetization on day one. Guess what? They do not see a cent of money for like 3 months, because when you get started, there's so much
Thank you for the
verification
subs.
you have to go through in order
you,
to actually
Aiden.
get there.
Thank you, Aiden.
Thank you,
Thank you
Aiden, for the
for
subs. Thank you very
subs.
much.
Enjoy
Thank you,
the
Aiden.
emotes. Thank you.
Did we hit the goal?
No, we are 7 away.
7 away. I'm going to finish my point real quick. When you're getting started, you will not make any money, even with a platform. Even with the professional people that get thousands of views and thousands of followers right when they get created. They have to wait like 3 to 6 months to see that first paycheck, just because they have to get verified. They got to get their legal information into YouTube or Twitch. You know how it is. So it will take time to build it up, no matter if you're an instant overnight success or if it takes years. Give yourself time and then just keep building. If it's a supplemental income and you can live without it, here's my idea for you. Take that money and invest it back into your channel. Use it to commission more art. Use it to commission people to do things for you, like an animation or music, or like buy new games to stream. And then that will help you make more money. And then that will help you get bigger. I think it's everything I wanted to say.
I agree, actually. That's pretty good advice.
Thank you.
Definitely put back into your content, because if you don't, it'll be very easy to tell. Thank you for your question.
Thank you for your question. Now, before the next one, I want to say really quickly, thank you so much, Aiden, for the gift subs.
Thank
It's very kind and generous of
you.
you. We are now 7 away out of 20. 13 out of 20 for the day's stream goal, in which we will talk for 5 minutes as silly voices. I can do Jennifer Coolidge and he can do Marge Simpson. So if you want to hear us talk for 5 minutes at a time as Marge Simpson and Jennifer Coolidge, oh my god, You darlings, you have to meet the stream goal. These